I've been getting a lot of awesome messages from people and people asking how I'm doing and all that type of thing. And I just wanted to check in and say I am doing great. I've been playing around with a lot of my other hobbies and getting a lot of things done around the house. But I want to share with you a few of the things that I have worked on because I've started dabbling with my city again by putting some of the buildings that I've done over the years into it, even some of the recent buildings. And just to kind of point a few things out, as you guys can tell, right there is my convention center. I love that building. It still has a lot of work to do, but I do have it placed. That is where it's going to be staying too, right next to my modified Ghostbusters house and the building that was built behind it as well during live streams. I really think that's going to be a nice look. And then once I get that finished, which we are now officially calling the Thanos building, that building's going to be staying there. I really like it. And I think what I'm going to do with the Daily Bugle, now that I have it sitting on the table, I think that's right where it's going to stay. But what I'm going to do, because that is not how I'm leaving that building, it's not a bad build, but it needs to be Bevinized. It needs to be built bigger and better. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be increasing the size of that particular building dramatically. And then, of course, you can see the Neapolitan with two small buildings on either side of it. And those buildings are kind of goofily located. And here is why. I know so many people were really disappointed when I took the highway out of my city. And I now think what I'm going to be able to do is rebuild a smaller version of my highway and place it right through here. Because my Avengers Tower is going to be getting placed over there after I finish the base of it and get it placed into the city. It is going to look amazing. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, this is my Avengers Tower. And I find it funny because I've seen a lot of people starting to mimic my exact details in the way that I've built it. And it's cool. I really do think that's very awesome that people like my building so much that they wanted to mimic it. It's very flattering, and I will have instructions available at some point for my particular design as well. Just like once I get this base done, I will be making instructions for it also. This is the beginning workings of the base of the Avengers Tower. And just to kind of show you the inside of it, I am doing a Duplo core to support the weight of that building, because without that Duplo core, that Avengers Tower would not be able to sit on this base. But now this particular building that I've seen a few different people in the Lego community make almost an exact duplicate of it after I did it. I don't like it. I really don't. And this is going to be remodeled. It's not a bad building. It's just not my style. So this building is going to be getting destroyed and redone so I have a much more attractive school to put into my city. But one of the coolest things that I've been working on here recently is my Carvana building. I started this in live streams probably over a month ago, and I never finished it. And this is where I'm at now. I do have a complete top, and I do have the base going. I do have it tiled. I do not have the wiring ran yet, but as you can see, I do have some ribbon, we'll call it, ran around the top of it, and that's what this is here. And what I'm planning on doing is this is going to get illuminated. I want it to be illuminated blue, just like the actual Carvanas. And I did some really fancy work here to actually brick build the Carvana name as well. Once I get more of this done, because I do have to order some parts, and it's going to take me a little while to get them because I have been very slow on ordering parts lately. But once I do get this done, I will do a full-length video on all the details of it, and I am going to be filling that with cars as well, because a Carvana building would not be complete if it did not have cars in it. And for people like Paulbot that always like to give me a hard time, yes, my build area is still in a complete state of disarray. But the next thing I do want to show you is this is how I'm doing the highway system. I am building it out of the new road plates. This is a bunch of sections that I've started. What I actually do is I start with this center core, we'll call it here, that I make, and then I add the new Lego road pieces to it, and then I brick the other sides. Look at this. This is cool. This is how my new highway is going to be built. I'm not going to be doing any type of exit ramps or anything. I'm just building this, and I'm going to be running it straight through the city where I showed you earlier in the video. Because I think doing that when you're looking here, because the highway is going to be elevated, and when you're standing over at this portion of the city looking at it, You're going to see bits and pieces of the highway throughout this view. And I think it's really going to make the city just come alive, and it's going to give it a real natural appearance because it should have a highway in it. On top of the fact that I have all these trains running. And that's another thing that I still have yet to do, and I really need to do, is my intention with this entire alleyway with the 2 train tracks is I'm going to be putting a lot of trees and different decoration things to make it look more alive. Because right now it looks extremely empty. It don't look bad, but it's empty. And I want to get that filled and looking amazing. And the only way to me to do that is by doing a lot of tree work. Kind of like how I did over here on the back side of Privet Drive with all the trees and such that you see behind Privet Drive. I'm going to be doing something very similar, but probably even larger trees to fill in this entire alleyway all the way up until I start getting to the water, and then I will quit with it. I still have not finished the Angelville Ford dealership, but that will be getting finished soon. The Chevy dealership and the corner gas station are completed, and they are sitting in their exact location. I'm also going to be doing a parking lot here and placing my Pizza Hut mock there, and I'm going to be putting this on a very tall sign, just like I did with the Chevy dealership. Now, because I haven't talked about my city in a long time, I was going to kind of take a minute and kind of walk through and show you guys a few things. This is my modified brick bank. I think I'm going to be adding at least 1, if not 2 more floors to it. I have enough parts to make this a total of a 6-story building. I don't know if I'll go that high, though. But that is part of the reason why it's never been finished inside. I never did anything because I'm not sure how many floors I want to add. The first floor is fully finished, but the rest of the building is not. Just like this apartment complex right there. The Zales store that's down in the front, that is fully finished. But the rest of this building is actually pretty much hollow, as you can see by looking in here. Now, there is floors in this building, trying to show you, is modular, but I haven't done anything with it yet. It's because I do intend on putting furniture inside of that, just like I did with this particular apartment complex. This apartment complex is fully finished inside and out. Every single floor, this is completely modular, and there is furniture in every one of those builds, and you should be able to see it if you look at this particular video here. That building is one that I did quite a while ago, and I only finished 1 floor in it, so I do need to go back and put the interiors in these top 2 floors. And then I know a lot of people are familiar with these skyscrapers back there. And then, of course, we have one of my favorite buildings, which is the Cafe Corner, or as I like to call it, my Grand Hotel. And it is attached right to the airport. That I do need to get a lot of work done. But like everything, I have severely slowed my progress down because I am enjoying the summers here in Michigan and doing a lot of different fun things. When fall comes back around, I will probably get to building a little bit more than I am right now because my building progress, I will be perfectly honest, is very slow. But I do have a lot of different ideas starting to come to me, so I'm sure over the summer I will be doing a lot of different projects as things move along. Anyway, that's just kind of a quick status update as to some of the things that I've been doing, what I've been working on, what I got going on. Again, thank you for all the warm wishes and good comments. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to see more Lego videos, don't forget to check out this playlist here.